Everyone, we've been waiting for you. I see the numbers rolling in. Let's go, guys. I've been waiting for this one like you wouldn't believe. Welcome, everyone, back to Sip and Snip, where we pull up a chair, grab a drink, and the conversation goes a little deeper. I see you guys. Welcome. Here we are. Today, I'm joined by someone I truly admire. And really, I'm so lucky to call him my friend, Wright. Norm is an artist, an inventor, and a constant source of inspiration in our industry. From wearable art and 3D printed elements to holographic headpieces, his work continues to push boundaries and challenges what's possible with hair. Norm has shown up on the Contessa stage many times over the years, which you guys know I love, as a multi-time winner, a collaborator, and a creative force. Not just presenting incredible work, but consistently showing up for our community and helping our industry move forward. But beyond the artistry and the accolades, what really stands out to me is how he shows up every single day, sharing perspective, encouragement, and reminding us why this industry matters. Today, we're going to talk about the ideas behind the work, the courage it takes to step into new territory, the power of collaboration, and what keeps him inspired after all these years. It's an intimate and interactive conversation. So, grab your drink, guys. I got mine ready. And let's cut the small talk and help me welcome my friend, Wright, to the show. Where is he? There he is. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining us. You know this is going to be spicy when Norm is on the show. Here he is.
Hey,
Welcome.
how's it going? How are you?
So good. Thank you so much for doing this episode with me. You know, I'm a huge fan, and like, how lucky am I to have you as my friend? Like,
I'm lucky that you considered me for this. I think it's cool and I think it's a great way to reach people.
absolutely. I think our industry needs this as a whole, you know, after all we've all gone through. And I just want to kind of touch on, you know, I hate to use the C word, COVID. But you were really there for me. And I'm sure you were with so many other people. And I couldn't thank you enough for just being a friend, you know, not just as a hairstylist, but, you know, hearing what was going on in my personal life with my father. And you were there for me, man. And I can't thank you enough. So obviously, when I was ready to do this show, I was like, hell yeah, I got to have Norm come on this. Like, the
I
first time
appreciate
I
it.
ever met you, man, was in a taxi cab. That's right, guys. Ubers did not exist. I
Yeah.
was in one cab. Norm was in another one, and we were literally talking to each other through the window, saying, "You're going to the hair show, aren't you?" Like
Uh,
we
uh,
can pick each other out of a crowd. You know when there's another hairdresser in the room, right?
we were on our way to the Contessa's,
Yes,
strangely enough.
we
Yeah.
were. And
Yeah.
I think that was at the Royal York at the time.
I can't remember. I think Jesus was still there. It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Norm, let's cut the small talk, baby. What the heck are you drinking over there? Because my gin and tonic is waiting for a sip.
Cerveza más fina.
There you go. I knew
Sure.
that was coming. I knew it. I had it on the poll today. I was asking everybody, what are they drinking? So cheers to you.
Salud.
Thank you. Grazie mille for coming on the show, man. Let's get this going. Norm, I really meant it when I said let's cut the small talk. These are questions I want answers to because I think all of us as a collective in the industry want to pick the brain that you have, sir.
Mhm.
So I want to go back a few years to the Contessa stage where you were part of a team paying tribute to John Paul Holt, and it was breathtaking. Your model came out in 3D printed wearable art. Man, like you let us all, our mouths were on the floor and we're in absolute awe of what you created that night. I want to know with the robotics and the 3D printed elements, what was behind that idea and what made you think about using those elements for that particular show?
First of all, John Paul Holt played a really pivotal part in my successes and getting me into competitive hairdressing. I remember prior to Salon Magazine hosting the Contessas, it was hosted by a magazine called DC, and prior to that,
Wow.
it was hosted by a magazine called In Style. And I went there. I was working at a salon in Dundas West and Bloor in Toronto. It was decorated like a cottage, and we listened to the Eagles and drank beer, and everyone had an ashtray at their station. And when work was over, we went downstairs and tanned, and we all watched Miami Vice on Friday nights together.
Good
And
times.
a rep came in and said, "Who wants a ticket to the Hair Awards? It's free." I said, "I'll take it." And it said black tie, and I had a white dress shirt, and I bought a clip-on bow tie because I didn't know that what this was all about. And I saw John Paul Holt perform, and I said to myself, one day I'm going to be like that, right? And I think it was 5 years later, they were doing the first Team Contessa with DC Magazine, and I got asked to do it, and I got the opportunity to actually walk up to John Paul Holt because he was on Team Contessa too, and I got to tell him that he was the reason I'm standing here today, right?
What a great honor that was for him, for sure.
Yeah, for me
Wow,
too,
Norm.
and so when he passed, and they tasked me with the responsibility of honoring him,
Yeah.
it wasn't hard, but I wanted to do something completely unreachable because he
Yeah.
deserved it. And all everything with the 3D printing all came from Iris Van Herpen. Uh, the collaboration she does with engineers and kinetic sculptors and stuff, people like Casey Curran and Anthony Howe. Iris Van Herpen has really opened doors for me where you don't have to limit yourself to just the fiber of hair. You can when you're competing or doing collections, I think the concept should be the idea and how to make it happen. It doesn't, you shouldn't limit yourself to one medium. And
Yeah.
I've always believed that when I see people like Casey Curran, Iris Van Herpen, Anthony Howe, and Cameron Hughes, people like that,
Yes.
when I see what they do, if my philosophy is if another person can excel at it, I can at least try to excel at it. So
Absolutely.
worst case scenario, I fail, but who like failure is learning, so I don't care.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, Norm, when I was thinking about your work, I just thought, trust the path. Even
Mm.
if it doesn't make sense to other people,
Yeah.
you just went for it.
Well, I think we with COVID and with the way that manufacturers sort of pave the way for
Yeah.
what the trend focus is going to be.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of that is consumer based, and I while I have the utmost respect for consumer hair, I do think that pushing the envelope and trying to see what is possible is also our responsibility if we're going to honor this craft and leave it better than we found it.
I
So
think that's the true definition of avant-garde. That's my love and passion as well. I mean, I
mhm,
look up to you, Norm, in so many ways and how you push the boundaries. And even though I'm not in that competitive form, I'm still creating. And I hope one day to be able to showcase that as well. Because I mean, we need that outlet as artists and just like you said, pushing the envelope, going outside of the box. Somebody else is watching you and you don't
mhm,
know who you're inspiring. And at the same time, I sometimes feel like, wow, I inspired myself again to reach another limit. And just when I thought, Norm, with your robotic hair show that night, having that moment to showcase that, I thought, okay, this guy can't get any more creative than this. You've hit the top. But then, comes another show. And here you come out with holographic headpieces. We're going to get to that in another question, but like you just keep raising your own bar. And that's what
mhm.
I'm trying to get at. I feel like the question was, why do you choose these elements? And I think your answer is very clear, and it's because you just want to keep pushing your own limits.
Yeah. I think like a lot of people analyze competitive hairdressing and try and fit into what the judges are looking for. I don't give a shit. Like
Yeah.
I just want to, the one person I'm competing against is me. And if I
Yes.
can if I can look back every year and say, okay, I did better than I did last year, I and every time I've done a collection, I look at Natasha and I look at Ekaterina and I just say, there's no fucking way we're going to beat this. And every year we do. So,
And you did it again.
well, and it, the trophy isn't the finish line. The journey
Yeah.
is. And
Yeah,
like if
absolutely.
you get a trophy, that's great. But I mean, I've been hairdressing for almost 42 years, and I don't have 42 trophies. I'm going to tell you the truth. Nobody wins every time, but
Yeah.
every time I've done it, I've done better than I did the last time. Whether they like the work or not is irrelevant. I like improvement. I'm addicted to it. I'm addicted to growth and learning and knowledge and exploring the unknown. You know.
Yeah. And you said it right. It's the journey, and for me it's who's part of that journey.
Yeah.
And we've been so lucky that you've been sharing a bit of that journey with us on your social media, which kind of brings me to my next question. Norm, every morning I wake up and I have my morning coffee with you. That's right. You don't even know it.
Mhm.
You're having a beautiful espresso with me every morning, and sometimes it's an espresso correcto, but we won't tell anybody, all right? For those of you who know, cheers to that. So, let me take a sip.
Salute.
You can't, thank you, grazie. You can't just say cheers and not take a sip. It's not my kind of luck. We're all good vibes here.
Mm.
Every morning, Norm, I open up Instagram. I'm having my espresso, and here comes Norm. Every morning. I don't know, it's the algorithm, but you are part of my every morning routine. And it is a reminder of, you know, why I'm here every day doing what I love. You have words of encouragement, you post words of why we love what we do. You remind us of this. Norm, what makes you every morning post these beautiful affirmations to all of us? And what do you get out of that?
I like to remind people that regardless of the fact that the world is burning, people are inherently good. The percentage of people that have put us in this position is a lot smaller than the percentage of people
Yeah,
that are good, right? And like life is still beautiful, the world is still beautiful, people are still beautiful. We we need to stop. I mean, if you look at since COVID, what we have evolved into as a species. Um,
yeah,
I really, because I defended the personnel care sector the way I did during COVID,
yep,
I got a lot of chance to talk to politicians. And regardless of the umbrella you reside under, regardless of the side you're on, they're all
yes.
full of shit. The end.
You
It
said
doesn't
that
matter,
right.
right?
Cheers to that, Norm.
So the simple truth is,
Said it so perfectly.
I,
You
I,
didn't cut the
I like to
small
wake
talk
up
there by
every
saying,
day and remind people that they're the reason I get up every day, and they're the reason
yeah,
that I'm so grateful that I've chosen a profession where I'm tasked with the responsibility, and I get the trust of a person's appearance that they put in my hands to make them feel beautiful.
absolutely.
And we we really have to stop putting the amount of faith that we're putting into our leadership on a geographical and a political perspective, and we
Yeah.
just have to put more faith in each other because we can do anything if we do it together. I learned
Well,
that I learned that
no,
with COVID. You know,
honestly, Norm, we learned so much in that time, and you definitely are that voice for us. And I thank you for my morning coffees
my
that are
pleasure.
shared with you with those reminders of why we love what we do.
Mhm.
And I enjoy it. So, but speaking of together, I want to get into this. I want us to talk about quantum hair.
Mhm.
Wow. I don't know another word to describe that experience and how it all unfolded. And the moment you guys had your Canadian debut on the Contessa stage. And let me just add, you and this crew, part of the Quantum Hair, you guys are having fun. Like, I am jealous. Literally, I am not a jealous person, but let me tell you, I wish I was in Spain because I bet you the cerveza in Spain is a hell of a lot better than it is here in Canada. And you guys are having so much fun. And I
Yeah.
think we need to remember in all the seriousness and, all these words and the things that we say and the fluff. Like, let's get rid of the fluff. You guys are having the time of your life. When you guys are talking and you're posting a video and you and Antonio are very serious, guys, come on. I know you guys had the best night cutting hair, jamming together. And
Yeah.
yes, there has to be a moment of, hey, this is what's really going on. Yes, we're having fun, but we're creating art. I think it's just an incredible opportunity to tell us more about how this collaboration happened. I mean, from the pixelated hair norm to the holographic headpiece that you created, how did you guys come up with this collaboration? And what's next for Quantum Hair?
Well, it's been for the last 20 years. I've been doing hair for over 40, and there comes a time where you had the accolade and whatever, and nobody was really doing anything that really awe-inspiring. And then
Yeah.
I saw my first Expression Creativos video,
Yes.
and I did everything in my power because I'm their biggest fan, big time.
Yes.
I did everything in my power to instigate some sort of communication. I liked every post. I commented every post, and my dream was to one day fly to Spain and peer through the window of this studio and watch this guy do the magical hair that he was doing. And fortunately, a few years back, Monia Greco from Pure and Salon Pure in Montreal,
Yes.
she had the same fascination that I did, and she flew to Spain a couple of times. And whenever she came back, I would go to Salon Pure and hang out with her and pick her brain about what she learned. And when she was doing her color graphics class a year after the first one I went to,
Yeah.
like people, Naha winners like Leo Forsythe went to that. Like it was a really intimate uh, look into where the expressions concepts come from. And
Wow.
so I called my buddy Antonio Quintero. He's been my friend for
Yes.
35 years. We've worked together and we golf together and we eat together. Like it's my brother. So I called him. I said, Pure's having this, Monia's having this color graphics class again. I think we should go. And he's like, done. The thing about Antonio and me is
Yeah.
we're both old hat, but we both are starving for knowledge. Like
Yeah.
you never know it all. Everyone sees through different eyes, and you're always going to get a different perspective. So we both
Yeah.
went really well. So we started talking to Monia. Let's put a curriculum together and maybe share this information because the Canadian hair audience, like Canadian hairdressers, to me are some of the best in the world,
Absolutely.
and their thirst for knowledge and their thirst for growth. This is something that we can definitely put a dent in the universe with. So um, we were going to do some one-on-one with Monia, and when Jorge got word of it, and we were already talking for about a decade prior to that. He said,
Wow.
"Listen, man, I'm putting a new team together. It's called Quantum, and I want you to be on it. So you have to come to Spain." And I
No
was like,
brainer.
right?
Yes.
So my first I got to tell you, the first time I did a pixel hair color with
Hell
Jorge,
yeah.
I had tears coming down my face. Like it's like the pilgrimage to Mecca, and he's Gandhi. Like
Wow.
and he's the most humble guy, but he really is the best I've ever seen. And
Wow.
it's just so effortless for him to be him. And he like the people I gravitate towards are the people that love hairdressers. Hairdressers are the best people. JB Mazzala, same thing.
Yeah.
He really opened my eyes to precision, and he's a big part of the reason why I'm where I am. He we collaborated on. He asked me to do some color for a show he was doing, and I got to watch that guy do hair, and he's the reason I cut afros. When I watched him cut
Wow.
afro, I was intoxicated. It was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. So with quantum, Jorge has been in my peripheral for 20 years since he started with his first collection that was in Braille. And the fact that I get to speak to this guy every day, and the fact that I get to educate with him, and I get to grow with him, and I get to learn with him, it's literally the best thing that's ever happened in my career.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
You had to wait 42 years for that to
Yeah.
happen, Norm, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm a little jealous that you called Antonio and not me. I'm just saying, like, next time there's an opportunity, this girl's
For
ready for
sure.
it
For
too,
sure.
okay?
Yeah.
Honestly, I am really grateful that we got to have a little bit of the insight of how that team came together. I
Yeah.
mean, I know it was spoken on the education day at the Contessas and how you guys came together, but really, like, coming from all different walks of life, really, truly. I know a little bit about your career. I know a little bit about Antonio's career, Mania's career, and Jorge's career, and then finding you guys all kind of coming together and creating this spectacular show. And I call it a show, but that's just making it very loosely. It's really an inspiration to our industry, elevating it and driving it forward. And you guys did that while having like the times of your life. So you
Mhm.
weren't just peering through that window, Norm. I saw you sitting up in that studio having some drinks with your buddies. And how much comes out of great conversation? I mean, nothing exciting ever happens over a bowl of salad, right?
No, for sure.
Like, let's just be honest. There was a couple drinks. We are not encouraging any drinking, people. You've heard me here live on Instagram say that, but you know what? Nothing exciting happens over a bowl of salad. Going into further, I want to know, like, you've done things, Norm, that have never been seen before. And I know we've already touched on it, and it's like it's part of your curiosity and you wanting to like push that next level. But with the holographic headpiece, can you just like for a moment take me through like what made you think of it? Here we go. See, guys, I mean, like, where, how, like, I don't, my brain is blown. You've seen this on television and like, oh, a holographic image of, somebody who's passed and they make them talk with this AI and all of this stuff. And dude, you're doing it in front of our eyes.
You remember,
How?
like I'm old. Let's start there. And in back in the day, they had cartoons where there was a bubble above, and you could see what they were thinking. You know what I'm saying? Remember those
Yes,
cartoons?
this is
That's what
you
this
right
is.
now. The
Yeah,
bubbles above your head. We see it.
that's what this is. It's
That's
it's it's
exactly it.
it's taking your imagination and its extremities and sharing it with the people around you. So whatever data I give these pigtails, it will convey that to the people around me. Yeah.
Norm, you blow us away, man. You blow us away. You speak about these other artists. A few of us, we know who they are, and a few of us who don't know who they are. But who we do know is Norm Wright. And I thank you. I thank you for our entire industry for pushing the limit, for showing us not to be afraid to do something that's outside of the box. And honestly, even if that other person doesn't really care what I'm doing, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, that's the best way to be. Like if you look at people like Michael Polsonelli and like that guy, he has the vision first and he determines what the fiber is going to be in order to achieve that vision, and which is what I do. And it's funny, when I'm unsure of the direction I'm going in, I have the luxury of being able to call guys like that. And I'm
Yeah.
like I send Michael messages all the time, and he's just like, "Dude, you're fucked, bro." And that means I'm doing it right, right? So,
Exactly. Yep.
but people like that, and people like JB, and people like Jorge, Anna Pacino, like
Yes.
these are all people that no matter what they're doing or how busy they are, if I message them, they return my message like the same day. And I'm so fortunate that um, I'm able to use those people as sounding boards, and they'll give me their 100% honest opinion on these things because it's so off track and so different and so weird to some
Yeah.
people. It
Yeah.
allows me um, a little bit of a comfort when I find out that maybe I'm on the right direction. Right?
Well, you are because we're all loving it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Norm, before we wrap up, because you and I, we could stay on this call for hours, but I want to say congratulations on everything you've
Thank you.
achieved.
Thank you very
It's
much.
truly an honor to sit here on Sip and Snip with you and get a little bit of the insights of everything that's been going on. But I really want to say thank you for elevating our community.
Thank
We
you.
need hairdressers on this planet and ones just like you that make us feel like we know why we're here. You've built a career doing things that most people would be afraid to try. For someone watching who's sitting on an idea that feels too risky or too different, what would you tell them?
My philosophy has always been this: if it smells good, eat it. Honestly, like it doesn't matter. Like, don't think about what other people are thinking. If it comes from your heart, it's always 100% right. And if you like, I can do a pan around this room. I moved last Sunday, so I've been putting my studio together. But I'm just going to show you a
Beautiful.
little brief glimpse.
It's just, yeah, I wanted to ask you before we got off, what is happening here? Like, this is, oh my God.
Like, honestly,
Norm!
if I didn't stretch my own envelope, seriously,
Wow.
would any of this been possible? You know what I mean? It is like, look at these are just mannequins that I took out of a box a half an hour ago, and it's
Oh my
it's like
God.
all of this stuff
Wow.
is is the reason is the result of being uncertain, but
Yes.
saying screw it, I'm going to push the envelope a little bit, right?
You guys heard it here. Norm said, screw it. Push the envelope.
Yeah,
Norm, thank you, man. This is absolutely incredible. I've always wanted to see what you had in your studio. I know we share our love for barber chairs, vintage barber chairs. So,
yeah.
and this artistry is just breathtaking. Congratulations to you, Norm, on
Thank you.
such a successful, fruitful, and continuous career, life, because I don't believe our jobs or careers, it's our life. It truly is.
Well,
Thank you
thank you
so
very much for having me, and
thank
stay
you.
tuned because the stuff me and Jorge are working on now is going to make this look like Atari.
Oh God. We are ready for it, Norm. And hey, next time give me a call, okay?
All right, for sure.
I love you.
Love you
Thank
too.
you
Thank
so
you for
much.
having me.
Thank you
Thank you
to
for
everyone
considering me for
who,
this.
of course, Norm, without a doubt, we'll have you back next time, and maybe we'll have the whole quantum team join us too.
That
I'd
would be
love
great.
that.
I would
Thank
love
you
that
to
too.
everyone. Thank you,
Thank
Norm,
you.
again. Guys, if you're going to miss this one, we're going to save it. It's going to be up live for you guys all to watch it. Thank you all for joining us on Sip and Snip. Norm, cheers. Grazie mille.
Grazie.
Thank you. Bye,
Ciao.
guys. Lots of love. Ciao. He's still drinking. Why did I put it down? Silly me.
Are we still
Norm.
on? We're still on.
Yeah, we're still on. I didn't
Okay,
hang
good.
up yet.
Is this thing on? Is this thing on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we can have fun. But you know what? We'll save it for the next one. We'll keep them
Absolutely.
hanging. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Trust me, It's going to be mind blowing.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.